Hey, AP students. It is the second day of class, and I wanted to go over with you some more information. On the previous video called AP number 1, I went over the syllabus with you mainly. Started talking about this book, which is your main text, the Edwards book from now on. So this is called Edwards. And then I also went over the syllabus a little bit. Today, I'd like to talk about this is your tentative schedule for Unit 1. And I want to talk over, what you see here and how can you make sense of this as you start to read. So every unit, I'm going to give you a tentative schedule, and it is going to give you your essential questions. Those essential questions are going to be from that blue paper, which, again, you have your enduring understandings and then your big ideas on one side. And then these are going to be kind of the learning outcomes that you're going to show as a result of what we study. So you want to come back to these. These are going to be really important when we're studying for exams and things like that. And I'm sorry, they're listed under the big ideas right here. I wasn't looking at my paper, and so I had that slightly wrong, but I think you can see this. By the way, this document is on Google Classroom as well, so make sure that you also get that there. The other thing you need to know on your tentative schedules is I have the readings, and of course the textbook is going to be listed there, and the Lanahan reader. By the way, this is our Lanahan reader. It's called American Polity, and it's always going to have our primary source docs on it. You're going to learn this unit, Federalist number 10 and Federalist number 51. They're all going to be primary source or sources that were written from the time. So in the case of Unit 1, there are a lot of articles that were written in the 1780s. Okay? And then underneath that, it says Supreme Court cases. What you need to know is that the AP curriculum is they really want to emphasize some of these primary sources that we were talking about. Foundational documents that kind of made our country what it is. 9 of them are going to be things like the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, but some of them also are going to be the Federalist Papers, which we'll read this unit in here. But then 15 of them are Supreme Court cases. And these are Supreme Court cases that had huge influence on our government. You can see for this unit, there is U.S. versus Lopez from 1995, which is a gun rights case where a state takes the federal government to court over a gun law. And an interesting outcome, but we're going to talk about that as it relates to federalism in the chapter 3. And then McCulloch versus Maryland, which is 1819, exactly 200 years ago now. McCulloch versus Maryland is a huge case on trying to determine how much power does the federal government have. Okay, so that's what those are. I'll talk you through those as we get into each unit. And then below here is your schedule. So these are kind of like your nightly readings. It's really important that you try to keep up with these, okay? I realize you're seniors. I realize you're busy. I realize you have this strong desire to cram, to say, I'm okay, I'm just going to miss, I'm busy tonight. And then suddenly you're down here and you have a ton of reading and you're not going to do a very good job on it, okay? And so it's really important that you keep up with these readings. You take notes on these readings. Okay, I'm going to try to catch you not reading by giving you these pop quizzes that I talked about in the last video. So, and you'll want to take notes on all of these readings. Have a notebook. Handwritten notes are really, really quite good. Science shows that when you handwrite, you actually, things go into your long-term memory quite well. You can, if you want, type things, but when I give you pop quizzes, you'll have to be able to pull from those notes or from that Chromebook the information you need to do well. Okay, I really want to emphasize that. I have a feeling some of you as learners struggle with timeliness a bit, and therefore it's going to be a little bit easy to say, I'm okay, I'm not going to do my reading for tonight. That's going to cause you a world of trouble later on. So just remember that as you go over this, okay? And these are your tentative schedules. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is that we are continuing, you can see on the board behind me, talking about some of the foundations of our government, and that is the first unit. A lot of these ideas about rights, limited government, due process, those all become important concepts that we need to remember. Also, this idea between rights and order, and the idea like some people in the American Revolution want a little bit more order, some people want a little bit more rights. So we're going to apply what it is we've talked about in class, okay? And in the readings, you just want to start doing that. Try to make connections. I believe the first reading is pages 1 to 6, and that's going to be just a lot about what is government, how does it represent us. So some of that is a little bit more mundane, but you do want to take good definitions, good notes of it. I'm also going to link on Google Classroom some Khan Academy videos. There's one on the social contract, which is Locke and Hobbes, and some others as well that you can watch, and our need for government. But then there's another video on democratic ideals, which is going to be a little bit more of your reading tonight. So anyway, with that in mind, I hope that you can watch this brief video and know how you're going to approach this unit, and also then get that notebook and start to read tonight. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow, Thursday for class. Bye.